Hello everyone, I'm Maria Martin, the CEO and founder of Optin Consulting. We proud ourselves for having iGrowSuccess, a community dedicated to transform the way women connect, engage, and interact with each other while delivering innovative technology platforms that amplify their voices, life purpose, and social responsibility impact. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with our special guest, Mihaela Plugarasu, a passionate and creative woman who strives to support individuals to unleash their human potential while exploring their leadership skills. She's a brilliant professor of the Master of Science in Global Strategic Communications at FIU. She's an educator with more than 20 years in teaching leadership and personal development. Please, help me welcoming Micaela Plugarasu. Hello, Mihaela. How are you? How is everything? Thank you for being here back again.
Hi, Maria. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure to be back. Hello to all the amazing women from iGrowSuccess who are watching us right now. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to our audience. But today we're going to be talking more about all that passion and all that knowledge you have as a professor in FIU in communications, right? So share with us, what you're doing today and what inspires you to become a professor.
Absolutely. I've been a teacher all my life. Ever since I was 16 years old, back in Romania, my home country, I started my training to become a teacher. So here I am, many years later, teaching in a college university setting at our beautiful FIU in the College of Communication and Journalism. And my everyday drive that it's ever growing, is my passion of seeing my students living at their optimal potential. So through every course that I teach, through every encounter that I have with my students, I always have that in mind. How can I be that support system, guide, mentor that walks them along their journey into their maximum personal and professional success?
So there are two things that are extremely important, and it's about how, as a woman, we can, create our own path, right? And I know that you saw an opportunity with your students and you created your own course. Can you tell us more about that course? What's the name, what is the purpose, and what you have been actually accomplishing?
Yes. So, all universities have a shared mission and a purpose. We all want to educate our students to be tomorrow's leaders. Yes? It's all about future leadership, 21st century leadership, empathetic leadership, authentic leadership, all of these things. However, I did see a gap between how we educate our students on the academic side, and we're doing a great job at that. But then I saw the gap between academic skills and knowledge and readiness for professional and personal success and excellence, I dare say.
Extremely important.
So seeing that gap, I saw the opportunity of me bringing in my support, my knowledge, my coaching to my students. So I created this course that I called Self-Leadership. And in this course, we use a lot of concepts from positive psychology and neuroscience and neuromindfulness and traditional leadership, team management, all of these things together. So I could fill as much as I could that gap in between having a lot of academic skills and knowledge and being ready to lead one's personal life, but then to lead others.
So in order for our audience to understand a little bit more about how you applied all that knowledge, can you give us an example?
Yes, so think of well-being and leadership as a triangle, okay? So this is a framework from neuroscience that I teach in my course that encapsulates a lot of concepts, right? So the triangle is the BMR framework, and which stands for body-mind relationships.
Okay.
So I teach my students to look at their whole individual self through the lenses of this framework, just one out of many. But I would love our audience to take this framework and use it in their own lives so they can optimize their own personal and professional success. So we look at the body, we look at the mind, and we look at relationships. What does it all mean? And we always start with the mind. I tell my students that in the first half of the class, which is 20 hours, first half, we deconstruct the mind. Wow. And then in the second half, the next 20 hours, it's a very comprehensive course, we reconstruct the mind. In other words, everything that we do, every single habit that we have, every single decision that we make comes from somewhere. And I want to teach my students to ask themselves, where does this come from? Why did I take this decision or this job or this paycheck? Or why did I choose this partner versus something else? So we look at systems of beliefs. We go deep into how the mind works. We have a subconscious level, a conscious level of the mind, belief systems, where are they rooted, how everything started to take shape in our neural pathways. All of these things. We talk about values, we talk about meaning and purpose, we talk about emotional intelligence. So I bring awareness onto themselves. And with that knowledge, we move into constructing or building or setting the foundation of that leader that they want to be tomorrow when they graduate.
So imagine that, of course, everyone in our audience should be, super excited to be part of, that course. And we understand that not everyone can be, a student in FIU. However, we would love to hear from you. If you recommend any books or something that at the end can help them, to take advantage of all that knowledge and apply that to their lives.
Yes. So I have 2 required books that I use in my class. They're absolutely required readings for everyone here. One is Dare to Lead by Brené Brown.
Very famous, sure.
Yes, fundamental. Mm-hmm. The second book is Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. The whole understanding about growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Then I recommend Atomic Habits by James Clear. Okay. Excellent book based in neuroscience. How do we build new habits that are healthy in the BMR framework, body-mind relationships, and how do we stay consistent with the habits? Excellent book, Atomic Habits. And then I recommend Happiness Hypothesis for everyone who wants to go a little deeper into the mindfulness, wisdom, neuromindfulness, inner workings of our brain, and how can we optimize our life through mindful awareness on a daily basis. So that's whoever wants to go deeper into that. Happiness Hypothesis.
And a quick question, are you open to connect? So for example, if someone has a question or they really want, maybe, have your guidance, can they connect with you in LinkedIn, in Instagram? What is the best way to connect with you?
Yes, so I'm very easy to find online. I am on LinkedIn. Just send me a request. I'll respond right away. I'm very active on LinkedIn.
Yes, you are.
I am on Instagram. I have an FIU email, which is public. Anybody can find it. Very
Excellent.
Easy to find.
Thank you very much. So you already know Mihaela Plugarasu is her name, and you can contact her in LinkedIn, Instagram, and definitely, she's very active. She answers immediately. So let us go back to your course. Do you have any success story that you can share with us? Because that it's extremely important that you are actually having not only that mind of entrepreneurship, that you're creating so many things, because we know that of course you are a writer as well. But let's talk about that success stories that at the end makes you feel so accomplished and happy about the methodology that you're applying.
Yes, and Maria, thank you for saying that, because I would never teach something that I didn't live myself.
And you're not passionate about,
Yes.
and you will leave.
So
Yes.
I created these opportunities for myself. I created the path for myself, and that's exactly why I embody self-leadership. And that's how I can inspire my students.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't come from theory, it comes from the practice of it in my own life. And the best success stories, and there are many for me, are the students who come back to me after the class is over, sometimes 6 months later, sometimes a year later, sometimes sooner. And they say to me, thanks to your class, I started my own thing. And that could be, it was a podcast, I had a student who did that. It could be a business, it could be a nonprofit. So this is one huge source of inspiration for me. When students, as a result of the class and my teachings, they have the courage to take their dream into their hands and to make it happen. And then another source of inspiration for me, success stories, are when students think that they can't do it.
That happens a lot.
It happens a lot. That they're willing to give up. They are willing to give up their major a year before graduation, or sometimes 6 months before graduation. But because of what happens in the mind, and our mind is our most powerful tool, but it's also our hardest prison. We're very imprisoned by our own limitations. So me seeing students taking the tools from the class, applying them in their lives, graduating, being successful, moving on maybe to a graduate study or getting a job or an internship, but moving on, right?
And seeing progress, right? Because it's so important that they have a goal and they see that they can reach the goal, but they see the progress between, that part of beginning and reaching that goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, thank you very much, Mihaela, for being here with us. It's a pleasure. I know that we're going to continue having you, and maybe next time we can invite your students,
Yes,
to share
absolutely.
all these amazing things that you have been helping them to reach.
Absolutely. Please follow me, connect with me, send me your questions. I am happy to answer, help anybody, an organization, a person. I'm very accessible. Please do so.
Thank you, Mihaela, and thank you to our audience to be here with us.